Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special event that we have kickstarted this very moment. This is Toastmasters Takeoff, episode number 1. We have conceptualized, by we, I mean Turning Point Toastmasters and Gurugram Professional Toastmasters. The two of us, we have conceptualized a series of sessions to challenge one very commonplace problem, something which gets talked about a lot, but nothing concrete we have been able to materialize till now, until now. The problem goes as like this. Remember the first day as a Toastmasters member. When you entered the club meeting, you were high on the enthusiasm. You were perhaps too much charged. What happened next? You perhaps took a couple of roles, maybe spoke in a couple of table topics, max to max, unlike me, delivered your icebreaker within a couple of months. And then the enthusiasm fizzled out because A, we did not know the road to glory. And B, perhaps it would have been better if we have got someone to handhold us. Oftentimes, we want a dedicated mentor. And a lot of times we get one, but we don't know on what parameters or in what direction we need to have the follow-up conversations. So to put all of that in a box, present it in a systematic manner, the two of our clubs in Gurugram in District 224 have brought this series of sessions with one goal. When you join Toastmasters as a new member or resume your journey after a break, you don't have to take that many months and years to your distinguished Toastmaster title, to your first ever club leadership or district leadership role, or your very first contest victory. That gap should not have been longer, should be the minimum possible one. The philosophy is this: you don't have to walk alone, you ride on the shoulders of the giants. And the giant who probably is going to help a lot of us, not just the ones present in this meeting right now, but also millions more who are going to watch this YouTube recording later on. This giant has almost a decade-long experience in Toastmasters, and despite that, he says like this: he regrets joining Toastmasters late, around 5-6 years late. Better late than never. Today, he stands as the current district table topics and international speech contest champion. He has also represented his erstwhile District 41 at Chicago Convention in the year 2018 as the first runner-up at the World Championship of Public Speaking's semifinals. Ladies and gentlemen, we know him by many names. The name he prefers is Rupee. No, sir, definitely not a G afterwards. Let's put your hands together for the man of the hour, the one who is going to take us on this 30-minute of sea of knowledge, filter it out for all of us, and maybe make us wiser, maybe help us stand on his giant shoulders. Let's put your hands together for distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh, the facilitator for today's session. Rupinder, quick audio video check.
Am I audible, visible?
Yes, on top of that, you are incredible. Break a leg.
Thank you. Thank you, Anant. And let's have a huge round of applause for Anant before we get started. 2009, I got to know about Toastmasters. 2015, I joined, and that is the 6-year gap that Anant was referring to. However, when I joined, I realized that I was pretty much on my own. You see, I was part of a corporate club, and coming into my club and coaching me, mentoring me was not easy because of restrictions by my organization. So I pretty much found my way around in Toastmasters. There was a 6 years gap. It took me about 2 years to get to my first ever championship, about 6 years to get to my last distinguished Toastmaster title. This year I got to the district table topics championship. I've been trying to find my way around for about 11 years now. This is an attempt to make sure that you don't have to wait 11 years. This is to make sure that it is less than 11 years for you. All I require from you is just one thing, and one thing only: commitment. Be committed to whatever you take up, especially in Toastmasters. Think of Toastmasters as a gym. You might have a gym membership, but that membership is not going to make you fit. What is going to make you fit is that you show up at the gym and you pump iron, or you do running, or whatever. Ultimately, the person who shows up is always going to triumph over the person who's just trying to show off. If you have a club membership, not going to the clubs, not doing your speeches, you can show off that I'm a Toastmaster. Or you can show up to a Toastmasters club in your area and say, I'm going to attempt a speech today. I'm going to mess up, but I'm going to learn. And that is the spirit of these sessions. We are all here to learn. Yes, I will make mistakes. Yes, you will make mistakes. But we will make mistakes with an intent to learn. Speaking of mistakes, I am going to tell you about a concept that is understood by few, even though it was launched more than 5 years ago. When Toastmasters Pathways came out, the education program of Toastmasters, it was received with mixed reactions. Now, I know that navigating pathways can be a bit of a challenge for a lot of people. So today I wanted to start with the basics. The basics called selecting a path. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to share my screen with you. If you go to the Toastmasters website, you're going to be presented with a lot of options. I firmly believe in the 80-20 rule. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of it. The 80-20 rule is the Pareto's rule, which simply says that if you do one thing that takes up 20% of your time, it is going to you have to do one thing that takes up 20% of your time that impacts 80% of how you work. In selecting a path, there are many ways that you can go about it. I have decided to cut the fluff and demonstrate to you how to choose a path. Right now, I'm going to share my screen. And at this point, I want to ask if I have screen sharing rights. Turns out I do have screen sharing rights. So I'm going to share my screen, and please, with a thumbs up, tell me that you are able to see my screen. Are you able to see my screen? Yes, no, maybe, why me? Okay, thumbs ups indicate that you can see my screen. Now, this was a video recording that I took a while earlier, and I'm going to play it for you. As I play along, I will tell you what I was doing at each point of time. You're all familiar with this. This is the Toastmasters.org homepage. It is the landing page of Toastmasters.org. And all I did was, my first step was to click on login. Now, click on login, you are presented with many options. You should have an email and a password to go. If you are new to Toastmasters, then what you do is that you click on first time logging in, create a password. It will take you to a page where you enter your email, you get a link, and from there you can go and reset your password. I'm pretty sure all of you know how to do a forgot password. Just in case you forgot your password, the link comes in your email and you reset your password. And if you don't have an account, if you're not a Toastmaster, go ahead and join a club. It is a very rewarding experience. Now, obviously, I'm not going to tell you what my email ID and password are. So let's just assume for the moment that I entered those and I logged in. Now, If you are a first time Toastmaster, this screen is going to look very different to you. Why? Because you're going to be presented with the option of choosing a path. Your first path is absolutely free. As for myself, I am not a new Toastmaster, so my first path is not going to be free. So how do you choose a new path? Well, you see, there is this option called Learning Hub. I'm going to click on it and let's see what happens next. So when I click on that option, I am presented with a variety of other options. If you are a first time Toastmaster, I would strongly urge you to go through View the Navigator. Many first timers do not do this, and then they come to me and start asking me questions. And the problem with asking me questions is not that I don't know the answers. The problem is, if you had bothered to read the navigator, you would not be asking me those questions in the first place. It's as simple as that. So what I do next is I simply choose my learning. And when I click that, I'm going to be taken to selecting a language. Now, there are many language options, but for practicality reason, I have chosen English as my language because I communicate in English. I can communicate somewhat in Spanish, but then you would not be able to understand the dialect of Spanish that I'm speaking. Now here, right now, you're seeing two options, which is view all learning and take a path assessment. If you are a new Toastmaster, you will also see an option that tells you to select presentation mastery. Now, I have nothing against presentation mastery, but there is a path I prefer, and I strongly urge all of you, if you are in doubt, to choose that path. Which one is that path? I'll come to that later. But let's just see what happens when I click View All Learning. Now, when you click on View All Learning, you click Continue. You are presented with 6 paths. Toastmasters offers 6 paths. Now, think of pathways as a university and think of these 6 paths as the courses that is offered by the university. Each path consists of 5 levels, and once you complete those 5 levels, you complete a path. Okay. If you want to participate in the international speech contest, and if you are not a new Toastmaster, if you are not a charter member, then you have to complete 2 levels in a path before you become eligible for the international speech contest. Keeping that aside, you see 6 paths over here. Which one do you think I am asking you to take up if you have a doubt? Take a wild guess. Those of you who belong to my clubs, please keep your mouth shut. Which one do you think? Type in the chat box or say it out loud. Well, let's be participative here. Which one do you think I'm suggesting? There are 6 paths here. I'm not going to waste time because we're going to run out of it, and time is important. If you are in doubt, go for engaging humor. That is what I'm saying. I know you'll say it is difficult. I don't know humor, and that is exactly the reason you should take engaging humor. Do the thing that you are afraid of the most. Plus, it's a free path. Don't waste it on something that you can do. Try doing something that you think you cannot do. And trust me, you will be surprised with the results. So you can choose any of these paths. My preference, if in doubt, go for engaging humor. Now, we're going to look at the other option, which is when you take an assessment. And assessment is simple. Again, I'm going to select a language, and then I enter a questionnaire. In that questionnaire, I answer about 30 questions. And at the end of those 30 questions, it's a Likert scale assessment. It is going to suggest a couple of paths for me. Okay. Be very careful when you are entering your options, when you're selecting your answers, because I have personally seen, I answered agree to all the 30 questions, I ended up with a couple of paths. Then I changed one option. I took the assessment again. I changed just one option. I made agree to unsure. I got two very different paths. So whenever you are answering these questions, be very careful as to whether it is an agree or whether it is a strongly agree. Otherwise, you are going to end up with a very different path. Once this is over, will be shown the preferred paths. It doesn't mean that you can't select any other path. Nobody's holding a gun to your head. For example, right now it is suggesting to me dynamic leadership and engaging humor, which I think is a bug because I've already completed engaging humor. It should kind of suggest that you've already done this path. If you're going to purchase it, you're going to purchase it all over again. It is suggesting dynamic leadership, but that doesn't mean that I cannot select motivational strategies or persuasive influence for that matter. One last thing, dynamic leadership and visionary communication you want to take up if you want to go in for a senior leadership kind of a role. Motivational strategies and persuasive influence is for middle management kind of roles. And engaging humor, presentation mastery, is if you intend to be an individual contributor. Now, is pathways easy? Yes and no. Navigating pathways is not easy. But once you get inside the projects, there is a ton of learning content. And that is something that I will take up in the next session. For now, the floor is open for questions. The questions may not be related to pathways. It can be anything. So feel free to ask your questions. Towards the end, Anant, and mark me out on this, towards the end, when about 2 minutes are remaining, we'll take feedback as to what you want to see next, because that will decide the course of discussion for the next topic. So anyone, any questions, the floor is open for you.
Hi, Rupinder.
Maharani, okay, who is
Hang on,
this?
hang on, hang
Please
on.
state your names or raise hand.
Yes. Anant, I would like you to queue up the questions. We'll try to answer as many as possible. And please keep your questions brief, because sometimes I've seen that people start answering their questions themselves and then I sit here wondering, what am I doing? Anant, go ahead.
Go, Seema.
Good evening, sir. I hope I'm clearly audible.
You're audible.
Visible. First of all, thank you so much, sir, for being kind, genius, and giving us the opportunity to learn. My question is here in the last part of the respective session, you were telling about like these pathways are related to so and so profile. So I could not make a note of it. So is it possible for you to share that respective information once again so that I can make a note of it?
I will share it in the group. What I said, I'll share it in the group and you should be able to take it up from there.
Fantastic.
Does it help? Okay, great. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
We have a WhatsApp group, and if you're not a member, please feel free to join. There I can answer your questions in more detail. Go ahead.
Rahul, next question, please.
Hi, Rupinder. How are you?
I'm good. Go ahead.
So basically, I recently joined Toastmaster last week, and I have a doubt like, uh, what are the things that we can do in a week to improve our communication? Like, we go our Toastmaster once in a week, so what we can do in the rest of the 5 or 6 days at home to improve our communication on daily basis?
Excellent question, Rahul. Uh, since you've joined just a week back, first of all, go into Basecamp, download Navigator, and start going through Navigator. Okay, that is the first thing that you can do. Spend your first week reading the Navigator, understanding pathways is, understanding what Toastmasters is. That is the first thing and the best thing that you can do to yourself. Does that help?
Okay. I didn't log into the like yet to the.
Well, as my boss would say, do it yesterday.
Yes, I will do today as only.
Super, super. You can't go back in time and do the changes. That's okay. Next, any other question after this? Do I see a raised hand? And your questions do not have to be pathway specific. They can be on anything. related to Toastmasters.
Maybe one question from my side, quick one. What if I
Sure.
choose a path and feel later that this perhaps should not have been chosen? Can I change it?
Excellent question. Yes, you can change it, but there's always a but. You should not have attempted any project in your current path. If you've attempted even one project and it is marked on Basecamp, then you will not be able to change a path. You will have to buy a new path, and that means $35. That is the first thing. Second, what if you've not done it and you want to change your path? Supply orders at toastmasters.org. You send them an email saying that I purchased this path, I purchased it by error, and I want to change to XYZ path. You can change it only once. You can't just go about changing it forever.
Is there a time limit like 1 week or 1 month under which I can change it? Or can it
When
take
I
like
joined, the time limit was 30 days. I think it was around, it is around 90 days. I'll have to check. I'll get back to you on that.
Sure.
Any other question? Bhuvan is
Naveen
clapping.
ji.
Oh, Naveen,
Naveen ji.
how are you? Good
Hi,
to
hi,
see
how,
you.
hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Just must. All right. Okay. Now it might be a bit out of context question. Like I believe that in the path these days they've also introduced the conventional paths as well, the conventional icebreaker and there I think
Yes,
two or three.
yes.
So if a new Toastmaster joins in, does he have the option to select those paths?
Yes, they have. They can go for the conventional paths, but they're expensive. They're good, but they're expensive. They're about $60. You
All right.
can get started with that as well. We call them the legacy,
Yeah, the legacy one is.
the legacy program. Yes,
All right.
you can do that.
All right. Okay, because I wasn't aware if a new Toastmaster could start with the legacy program as
Should not
well.
be a problem because there is an option down at the bottom to choose.
Okay, but I mean, like since one path is free, so can you opt for this particular path instead of going for any other ones?
I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, because even I'm not clear about this thing.
I'm going to ask Toastmasters. I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
I'll put that inside the group.
All right, sure, that'll be great.
Because what
For
you're
the
saying.
moment, as far as I recall, you cannot.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's what even I was under the same impression that this option of legacy path is not available at the moment for a new Toastmaster.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you might be right because I'm just guessing here because the eligibility for the international speech contest is 2 levels. And I don't think I don't think the legacy path has a concept of levels there.
No, it does have the concept of levels.
Okay.
It does. I mean,
not seen it, but I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
100%. On the group, I'll get back to you.
All right. Yeah.
And maybe in the YouTube video also, I'll add it as
We'll put it in the comment section.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Next one. Anyone else? Any question? Newcomers, pathways might seem alien to you, but once you join Toastmasters, you'll understand.
I'll
how it is
also create an infographics out of this via Notebook LM, which will list out the prominent questions and a brief response for each. So maybe 1-pager summary for the entire session as well will be posted in the WhatsApp group.
Super. Somebody had a question? Somebody asked a question? Or at least I heard a name.
How do you request Toastmaster International for a mobile-friendly version of Pathways?
Short answer, you pray. That has been a request that has been going on for almost as soon as Toastmasters Pathways came out. There should be a technical team. You have to write to them. What I can tell you is that there is an effort to make a mobile friendly version of this application. So far, it has met with limited success.
Now,
That's the
I
best
have
answer I
a
can
new
give you.
update on this. Earlier, the LMS was CSOD, Customer Service on Demand. I think in between they have transitioned to or will be soon transitioning in a bulk rollout to a new LMS. So that will take care of this challenge.
They've already transitioned. Cornerstone on Demand was the earlier one, and Cornerstone on Demand does have a mobile version. It's just that it charges extra for that. So I think that is the block right now. So
maybe
they've already transitioned. I think
maybe the newly hiked fees will go towards that.
Yes, that explains the hike in fees.
Yeah,
a lot.
last 5-6 minutes, feel free to suggest some ideas that we can explore in the coming sessions, 30 minutes each.
Any ideas for the next session?
So just wanted to know, Mohit this side. I just wanted to know, it is going to a weekly session or it's a bi-weekly?
Yes.
It's going to be a
Weekly.
weekly session.
Okay, got it. Got it. Thank you so much, Anant and Vinder, for organizing this.
Most welcome.
Do watch it on YouTube and promote it in your club as well as among new members, even beyond your club as well.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
I have an idea for the next session.
Please.
So we've been told that we'll have humor contest as well as evaluation contest in this term. So I guess it would be amazing if we can have a session on both of them.
Down the
That's
line,
a
yes, definitely.
How
That's
do
a
you-
good point,
how do
Bhuvan.
you-
What I'll probably do is that I'll have Anant or someone to create a recording, put it out on YouTube, and I'll just share that in this session that this is what we are covering, because I get 8 minutes to present. So will Anant, so will you whenever you present a module over here. And in 8 minutes explaining evaluations or a humorous speech contest, it is going to be very limited. So,
What
but
we
we'll
can
put
do
it out on
perhaps,
YouTube.
Rupinder, sorry to interject, whenever the district, because the new kind of contest will also need some preparation from district side. So whenever they organize a session, afterwards, if we have a Q&A kind of session under this 30 minutes, that would be much more beneficial.
Super. Narayan has raised a hand. Hi, Narayan. Where are you from and how can I help you?
I'm from Toastmasters Club of West.
Narayan, you can't hear your audio.
I can barely hear you. You might want to put the mic in front of your mouth.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
Perfect.
perfect.
Yeah. I'm from the Toastmasters Club of West Delhi, TMWD. We are going to be hosting you this week. So really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And my question is, or my request is that in the next meeting, you might want to explain a little bit more in more detail why you suggest that we take up engaging humor. Some of us are on the verge of completing our projects. So why is it? Because it's an unusual
answer that.
choice. So
I can answer that right now. You don't have to wait till the next session.
Okay.
Why engaging humor?
Yeah.
Actually, I could give a 5 to 7 minute speech on this, but I'll limit it to just about a minute. Reason number one, most of the projects you would do in presentation mastery are there in engaging humor. Reason number two, you get to learn a new skill. Reason number three, you get to learn probably what I consider the most difficult form of speaking, which is speaking in humor. Why? Because humor has two sides to it. There is content and then there is context. So, for example, if I tell a wife joke over here, I'm going to alienate the female audience. So that is content. If I tell a joke, which is something like, on July 1, Canada got its freedom. I lost mine because I got married. This is something that Mohan Vasudevan tried. It is
Okay.
not going to make sense to you because nobody cares about Canada's day of freedom. If in fact I had said on August 15 I got married, I lost my freedom, that would make more sense on you. But that would also basically be untrue. I got married in January. Does that make sense, Narayan?
Yeah. A lot of sense. Yes.
So take up engaging
Yeah.
humor.
One resource that I would like to share with everyone over
Let me
here.
finish my pathway. That's the next one that.
Super.
One
Yeah.
resource I would like to share with everyone here via chat is
Hello?
this. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So there are a couple of districts across the world, District 4, District 205. So what they have done is miniaturize the entire pathways curriculum, a high level snapshot of the project, the objectives for a quick reference before you get into the entire literature. Sometimes without laptop, it's not easy to explore that. So what if you are an evaluator, suddenly you get an evaluation objective, you can explore over there. Something like this. I can probably share this as a screen as well over here. I hope you can see my screen.
It's not completely visible.
Yeah, now I hope it's visible.
That's visible.
So a project like this, let's say you have engaging humor paths, level 3, you have a few electives. Here are the electives. Here is the purpose, overview, time limits, and that's it. So a very quick and easy resource that we all can refer in capacity as an evaluator at the drop of a hat.
Super. And that brings us to the close today's session. It has been wonderful being your presenter. I hope you liked the content that was presented today. Get ready for next week as we come up with another episode of Toastmasters Takeoff. Do like, share, comment, and refer people to the WhatsApp group. And hopefully, we will all grow and glow together. Thank you very much. Anant, you may stop the YouTube.